This morning on my walk, I was called by the trees to come by the river to one of my favorite places to walk. And on my walk, I began seeing where people had come with heavy equipment and cleared in a very brutal way the overgrowth and the trees of many sizes. And I felt the fear and the terror of the trees and the bushes. And they kept asking me why. I kept hearing over and over in my head, I kept hearing why. Why did they do this? Why did they do this to us? Why did they do this? And I kept replying, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know. And as I continued walking and there was more devastation and the trees were sharing the terror that they experienced as the machinery with its loud noises came and ripped and cut and tore them apart and then left them on the side of the hill, just threw them aside. And I felt all that they felt in those moments and since. And again, I kept hearing why. Why did they do this? Why do they not know that we are them, that they are us, and that they are hurting us? And that when they hurt us, they hurt themselves. And in that question, I had clarity. And I said, oh dear ones, they have so forgotten who they are. They have so lost their connection to themselves. How can they know that they are the same as you, that you are the same as them? They don't even remember who they are. And we shared some time in sweet communion, simply allowing all of them to express all of the emotions, all of the feelings that they experienced through this experience, through this interaction with humankind. Human. And I simply held space there with them, as them, with them, allowing them to be witnessed. And I recognized that we as humans have also forgotten the power of being witnessed, of allowing what we're feeling to be expressed, to be seen, to be heard in a loving way, to know that we're being held in love as we express what is longing to be expressed, as we share what has been longing to be witnessed. And it was such a beautiful time with that community of beings, simply allowing the emotion, energy in motion, the moving of all of the energy that allowed all of the feelings to then move and be free instead of being stuck in the land. Trauma gets stuck in the land just like it gets stuck in our bodies. And yet when we acknowledge it in a loving way, when we lovingly accept it and allow it to express itself, then it's free. And so much in the way that I do for myself and others, I did for myself as the trees and the brush and the bushes and the animals. There were so many animals that came and shared their experience of these moments. And what an honor to be invited in, to bear witness, to hold loving space, and to watch as being seen, all of that energy dissipates and becomes nourishment for soil, for fertile soil, for new things to grow. And as the energy was moving and it felt we were coming to completion, I heard a request. And the request was this: let's make an agreement. I heard, let's make an agreement that we together remind them of who they are, remind them that we are all one being expressing itself in many forms. May we remind them who they are. And with that, we were done. We were in agreement, we were in accord, and we were one. And so I share this story with you in the intention that it spark a light of remembrance in you of who you are, of who we are, that we are all one being expressing itself in many forms. And may we hold loving space for all of the many manifestations that we have chosen in all our many forms. And may it be so. Have a beautiful day, dear souls. In love, in Lakesh Alaken, I am you, and you are me. We are one. Aho.